Welcome to PenTellectual Conversations. You've just stepped into a space where the mind meets the soul. A place where poetry and conversation collab to form a silky, smooth vibe that flows like smooth jazz. Dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy. So pour your favorite drink, light one up if that's your rhythm, and let the world outside melt away. So sit back, relax, and let's get into tonight's hot topic.
Hey y'all. So listen, we have been having a time with the technology. They don't want us to be great, but it's okay. So I know y'all are like, wait, where's Paul Cram? It's obviously Women's History Month, so of course we're going to end it with the best host of intellectuals, right? But tonight, though, I have the honor of hosting four. One of us can't join us tonight, but of the most amazing women tonight. So this episode for me is very personal because they have been a part of my poetry journey and have elevated it. They have made, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing. When I say that I could talk about their accolades and achievements all night and it would take forever and a day plus some, God built a whole earth plus some in the time that it would take to just talk about a portion of what these ladies do. But again, I can let them brag on themselves later on. They are fierce, inspiring, but don't let them sweet smiles fool you. They don't take no shit. If you ever get to meet them in person, they all give like the most healing hugs. I might have just found like the same person multiple times. And like if you ever have an event, their pull-up game is unmatched. It's an absolute honor and privilege to share stages with them because they are not only mic droppers, two of them are mic breakers. You have to be there to know what happened. They're published authors, entrepreneurs, mentors, models, survivors, mothers, but most importantly, I get to call these ladies friends. So without further whatever. First up, the most intimidating but sweetest person I know, the General, aka Mrs. Bitch You Better, host of Sensual Saturdays, the illustrious Jay Simone. Then we have America's Next Great Author winner with a record of about 45,000 books, plus or minus, give or take. I need to check that number. Probably way more than that at this point. I know her as Big Tater, not the little one. Joy Minor. Her name says it all. She is the best chef, the best singer, the best wordsmith, the eighth wonder of the world, Rare Epiphany. And last but not least, my twins, my sister from another mister. Don't let us sit together because there's going to always be some foolery going on. Ebony the Goddess. Ladies, welcome. Thank y'all so much for accepting my invite. I don't even know where to begin because, like, when I say that at different parts of my journey, y'all have been a staple and or cornerstone for me. This episode is so personal. Whether it's my first time ever getting on a mic at one of Jay's shows to long conversations with Ebony about different poems and pieces and things to and not to do, Rare with just inspiration and motivation, and she feeds you. I'm just saying, we'll talk about that in a minute too. And then Joy, who has motivated me to be an actual author and publish books. That's something else. But I don't know where to start. Oh gosh. Try not to tear up actually. I am going to start with Rare. Hi, Rare. Oh no, you're muted. Can you hear me? Oh no, I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, she says she has no audio now.
Oh no, technology is being a butthole. Okay.
It really is.
I can hear you.
Yeah, no, nobody
I
else is
can't
talking except
hear
for me.
Yoshi.
Yeah, I've been the only one talking. It's okay. Oh wait, you can't hear me.
She can't hear you, Yoshi. She could hear Joy.
I can hear you, Ebony.
What? Okay. I'm gonna come back to Rare because I don't know what's going on. when I say they do not want us to be great, see that's a testament to like how much power is on the stage right now. Let's just go start there. Because technology, what are we doing? Okay, so Ebony. I'm trying to be serious. So first of all, welcome again. How has life been going thus far?
You mean in the last few minutes since we talked?
I mean, I know what's going on. You know what? You don't have to. You know what?
I can tell you. I mean,
I'll pick
if y'all
somebody
really
else.
want to know, I'm gonna tell y'all some of my business. I literally am finishing up this dope ass poem. That's like the one of the dopest erotic poems of my life, and I'm like so excited and proud of it. And then I had another idea for this other dope ass poem for Black boys. I can't tell you the name because the name is super dope, and I don't need nobody taking my shit before I write it. But yeah, just know I'm coming with some hard shit in 2026. Okay.
No puns intended. Hopefully.
Yeah. Chesticles and all.
Jay. Hi. So, what are you excited about right now? Something that's coming up that you're excited about?
Essential Saturdays, of course, which is on May 30th. So I'm very excited about that. Yay. I hope everyone comes through to Atlanta to come step onto the mic. So that's very exciting. Everything else dropped. The album dropped, the coloring book dropped, the books dropped. So I'm very excited about all of those things. Essential Saturdays, actually.
Yay. Rare, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay, I don't remember what my original question was, but next time I'm in town, you can bring me some banana pudding.
Don't I always have banana pudding for you? Yes. That's a foregone conclusion, baby. Yes.
Okay. And Joy. Hi.
Hey. Listen, before you start, the way you said, hey, y'all, I was like, oh, I'm rubbing off. I love it.
I mean, technically, I think I did "Hey y'all" before I met you, but like, I think I probably embraced it more because that's one of the two words that like I can't get the country out of. No, even if I tried, like y'all and yellow, apparently, unless I try really hard, I can't get the country out of them. Actually, no, I'm gonna save that question for later. Well, no, it's about one of the upcoming books. I'm gonna say that for later though. Somebody said yay chesticles. Okay, yeah. So I met Joy literally 2 years ago this month at a her feature at Bars and Brews. When I say she was like, she had on this outfit and she was just super regal and like she had the head wrap on and then she had on like these heels that were like 17 inches tall. And I was like, I need to go talk to her, but I don't know how. Like,
don't make me cry on these folks' internet.
Look, I got a story like that about every single one of y'all. The first time meeting Jay, I can't say that technically about Ebony because me and Ebony have been clowning ever since. Like, clowning was a thing that we've known in each other. But anyway, so she was doing, I don't know, you ever have that there's like this presence, she's just this regal presence, but then you realize like, oh, she down to earth as fuck. Like then she starts talking like this country accent just comes out. Oh my God. So my first question for you is, of the books that have already been released, which one is your favorite?
If you ask my daughter, she can tell you which one is hers. I have no idea, because every time I release one, it's my favorite. And it's like everyone is my baby, and you're not supposed to have a favorite baby. If I did say though, the one that resonated with me the most before the one that I'm writing right now, about to release, was A Stud and Stilettos. It was, I came out, first of all, lesbianing is hard, but I came out and I kind of got to write my first lesbian novel. And I wrote myself into the book. I wrote myself into all of them, but I wrote myself into the book. And that one, it made me a bestseller, but more than that, it was me saying, hey, bitches, I'm here. Like, I'm out. Now I want to go back in the closet with some wine and coloring books, but it was my I'm out book. So A Set of Stilettos would probably be my favorite one. Even though Black Girl Magic is a close second, I would say A Set of Stilettos if I had to choose.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on the vampire series. So
yeah, Turning Point is really good. See, that's why I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Turning Point might be my favorite out of them. Okay. So, Ebony, I know the answer to this already, but who inspires your pen the most?
I feel like everybody on the stage already knows the answer to this question, but always, forever, since day one, until never, ever, rary, Lady Tess. Hands down, okay? Number one, ain't nobody undisputed champ, ain't never taken the title, okay? That's it. Story over. I don't know what you want me to say. That's what I'm saying. It's in the book. It's on the album. I might need to get it. I don't like tat, y'all, because I don't like needles. I might need to get it tatted somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's it. That's the story.
I never got the honor to meet her, but hearing you talk about her and a few other people, she had to be an amazing person. Rare. Okay, so let me back up a second. These are international people. Let's just start there. International performers, international. These people on the stage. Yeah. Okay, but Rare is an international singer. What stage? So whether you were singing poetry or whatever, has been your favorite?
My favorite was Montreux. Montreux in France is a vibe. My second though has got to be Wind Down Wednesdays in Atlanta. It's 50,000 people, and it's a 50,000 people party, and we had a whole party out there. People started coming to the park because they were like, "Is that Jill Scott singing Jill Scott?" And I'm like, "No, I want to be Jill Scott, but I'm not. But we gonna sing this song in the park after dark. That's what we gonna do." But yeah, that was probably the most fun. Those shows that are outdoors, whole crowd of people who just came to vibe and have a good time. Those are the most fun shows.
So, funny story about the first time I met Rhea. It was Atlanta, and I wasn't planning to stay that day. But she rolled in with this cart with a whole bunch of food on it, and everybody else in the room was like doing things, and she's like trying to set up all this food. I was like, I don't know nobody else in here, but I can help this lady set up the food. And so I was just gonna slide out. She was like, "Where you going? You need to eat." I was like, "But I didn't pay for the food, so I don't care." It's like, yes, ma'am.
Exactly. You sitting there. You the only one putting in work. Sit down.
But yeah, if y'all ever get the chance to try her food, I have not had anything from Rare that wasn't amazing. And she be making vegan food, and I'm anti-vegan food, but then Rare makes me be like, you know what? I'll eat that vegan food.
Yeah, I tell people don't trust vegans who have never eaten meat to make you something that's supposed to be like meat. How you know? How you know? You don't do that. Mm-mm.
Okay, so Miss J. Simone, I know you have a coloring book out now, the affirmations coloring book. And ever since I've known you, you've always been an inspiring person. Who inspires you?
Um, my son inspires me. Actually, he lives his life fearlessly, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks of him. And I love that. I love that. He's very much like, I've decided this, and this is what I'm going to identify as. This is what I'm going to do. This is my new decision, and this is how I'm going to live my life and take the steps to do this and accomplish it. And it's been like that since he was like an infant. Like really, like I'm going to build a time machine in the living room, and you're going to find me a flux capacitor, and it's at Lowe's. Just know this. And you know what? I've decided I'm writing poems too, and I've decided I'm going to stand up on stage in the first grade and read it to my whole school. And I was like, well, okay then. Got up on stage and did it. And if he can do that, I mean, I can do it. So I write to make him proud too, as well. So, and he's one of the best people I've ever met in life. So, and if you've ever met him, he's like just pure love. So he's just constantly inspires me to be better and to be fearless. And my husband also inspires me to be fearless. He's like, but why not? But keep going. But and don't or your life and your life. So I'm no longer an or person. I'm an and person because of him. So yes.
Speaking of your husband, I believe he's up next week. So make sure y'all catch the show next week for the Walking Garage. But we should get both y'all in the same time another day. But that's another conversation another time. All right. So
the shenanigans.
Yeah. I may have to debug that episode too. But that's a conversation for a later date. All right. So I think I have done enough talking because y'all know I don't like to talk a lot. We're gonna get off into this first round of the Cypher. To make it easy, we're just gonna go in the order that I see y'all on the screen. So Ebony, Jay, Rare, then Joy. I am not going to introduce y'all in between. So whenever Ebony's like, okay, I'm done, or whatever she wants to sign off with, the next person will go. Ready? Good? Yay. All right. Well, Ebony, the mic is yours.
I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I'm a woman. I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. I am naked truth, eve of a new day, beginning these cycles of sacrifice from knowledge ingested into my belly, exhibiting Sarah Bartman with every curve of body, exposing my most intimate places for entertainment of the more fortunate, using my shine to guide Harriet Tubman through my promised land to get to the promised land, daring to Sandra Bland for our Black men, only to be victimized by the very system built to hide the Black man's indiscretions. I am Breonna Taylor, symbol of just how meaningless our contributions to society really are. Essentially, night lighting blue devils hidden amongst America's shadows. My soul glows. the revolutionary Nina Simone. Singing struggles of slaves enslaved long after shackles set us free, playing melodies of Negro spirituals like Bobby Humphrey, attempting to remove these mind-forged manacles with music therapy. I'm so Lizzo, unapologetically twerking only to be criticized by my size, unbothered, playing my flute as they ignore technique for my physique, asking that you stand with me, my loves. Monique. Finding the racial and sexual discriminations that our ancestors fought against, unable to solicit support necessary for boycott. I am the legacy of Jill Scott, Rochelle Farrell, Whitney Houston, Jasmine Sullivan, and Lettucey, trickling down through time, carefully preserving Black history, immortalizing every runaway slave with every run I fulfill, seeking the reciprocity of miseducation like Lauryn Hill, shunning the world from my creativity until Ebony is ready to speak. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. Badu-isms of recovering undercover over lover. Cause I want somebody to walk up behind me. Just right, waiting for the one I can't live without. Removing every label of what it means to be a queen. Latifah, showing proof that cover girl can never cover girls of color for excess. Mistress of thickness, seductive deity. I be Lady Tess. A mountain standing majestically as tiny trees admire the power of my purity. Headlining this thing, pouring you a glass of these lyric libations like Zadora. Phoenix rising from the ashes like Queen Black. Honor confers my crown like Sade. Got bars and got knowledge way too dope for the average like K. Marie. I am black on black rhyme because I step to the mic check, spitting these poems with the beauty, style, and grace of a lady, metaphorically knocking you out like Ali. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am the goddess formerly known as Ebony, and I am poetry.
This is me. I was drawn this way. Eyes may be green, brown, blue, or gray, changing constantly, wildly vacillating between meek and dominating, spanning from church girl praising hallelujah to sex kitten purring in the same day. Sun up, I'm the one the PTA calls to bake and read to the kiddies on Dr. Seuss Day. Sundown turns up the vixen, gets it in, has you, and if you're lucky, you, calling my name. In Yahweh's right now, we are one and the same. Hopefully, you know the feeling. Comfortable in penthouse, clubhouse, or cat house. This brick house is the epitome of versatility, complex being. Smarter than the prey you usually pursue. Don't be fooled by the smiling. This beauty is a beast, predator in a midi, killer shoes, heels high like my IQ. Adaptable, don't try defining. I keep 300 verses from memory about any and everything. Keep 300 stanzas waiting to eviscerate notions preconceived. They tried to tell me the mold I must fit into. Me, submit to the status quo. They must not know who I am. This is goddess. We don't do submission, kick holes in your bridge expectations. I create and carry a sledgehammer. Must be a god queen. You hear that tinkling? It's a shard on me. Phoenix rising. A village raised me to know my worth. So if you're giving less, then I'm taking all. Fall on my knees for no earthly being. Whether flashlight, spotlight, or strobe light, all fail when compared to our light. Don't dim your bright. Haters may try, but that just means you're doing something right. Keep glowing. Could find me crowned in a head wrap, do-rag, fitted ball cap, a Southern Belle style hat. Could find me nodding to gospel, rock, and hip-hop MP3s. It's all me. Wear the fatigues and boots, looking to recruit for the revolution. Wear power suits influencing the solution. It's me. In wig, weave, braids, natural, or doobie. It's me. Watching porn on Sesame Streets. It's me. It's me.
He asked me who he should ask for when he knocks on the door of my heart, seeking asylum, seeking protection for a soul thrown about carelessly because of mishandling. He wanted to know who could handle things of that nature. Was it in my nature to do so, to have and to hold confidences of the highest order, sort of a therapist with poetic tendencies or an artist with therapeutic proclivities? He just wanted to see if the Pam or the Rare of me was better suited for the task at hand. And I understand that he was what he was getting at, because it's an undisputed fact that people's representative often misrepresent who a person is, and they're hidden from the human eye state. They make a character, bake at a certain temperature, and serve slices of their vices and personalities warm, but the inside still cold, or vice versa. They rehearse and become the show that everybody wants to see, so good that no one has the ability or desire to peek behind the curtain except certain someones, like the brother who asked me who he should ask for when he knocks on the door of my heart, and smiled at the knowing spark in my eyes, a mark that I recognized the intent of his query. I figured he already had a working theory regarding my true identity, so I smiled and then I didn't. So he could also see my eyes, like the whole of me left nothing hidden. Told him that if he made it to the porch leading to the door of my heart, travel the uncharted waters of the territory of my terra firma, he would learn the truth. That who I am on stage is the same caged animal I am on page, and the same raging river I am every day. Rare is Pam in every way, just painted to play nice with the lights and cameras that couldn't see past the dull of my appointed duties. But if you look carefully when the lights are off and it's calm and dark, it's all just me. That Pam and Rare Epiphany aren't even two sides of the same coin. They are co-joined and commingled, a single and solitary entity, living not so quietly in a community of personalities that present a complete work of art. Valuation starting and ending with me. So when you, who are he, knock on the doors of this heart, please don't skip the part of the greeting about us meeting in a different place and time when we might have been blinded by the limelight, and you would like to try and meet my acquaintance again, when you can be more attentive to my details and you can really tell I am exactly who the fuck I say I am.
You're muted.
May I hand my pussy to you, wrapped tightly within a pure white handkerchief covered in lace for safekeeping, to avoid circumcision until I reach the age at which I am capable of handling it responsibly? I wish there to be no misinterpretations of conversations between your eyes and the presence between my thighs that led to my undeserved death. No reason for you to tell me that I'm a rare beauty to get next to me just to find a gaping space where my vagina used to be. I know the dangers of being a woman, with possibility of rivers flowing and blushing cheeks. I must be pure on wedding night while your hands raise me to conquer status and murder me if I ever say otherwise. I know the dangers of being a woman. Upon reaching puberty, I must make public apology for blooming breasts, hips, and behind, possession of capability to place unclean thoughts within your minds. So I place my precious diamond within walls of Fort Knox for vaginal preservation, to be guarded from misconceptions by men with no sexual orientation, so they say. But at the end of the day, when the cameras are off, they try it on for training purposes, playing with it themselves, convincing minds that the sensation is real, and place wages on it, timing the days it takes to get ripe, that they might see the woman who arrives to check out her presumed chastity. Handing it over craftily, wrapped in same handkerchief with now bleached out blood stains. I say nothing, wondering why it doesn't fit the same when tried on at home to prepare for marital ceremonies. And my husband, once loose walls are encountered, dissolves ceremonial promises and proceeds to sentence stoning. Buried to the throat, I undertake pelting a face with lies, disgrace, misunderstanding. I know all too well the dangers of being a woman in a man's world.
Yay! Amazing first round, ladies. We are about to pay some bills real quick, and then we're going to listen to our music artists, and then we'll be back. So Pay the bills time. All right, our sponsors, our normal host, Paul Cram, myself, Natasha Inspired Crafts and Events, Desi Beats, who also made the intro and outro music. Hit him up when you need anything music related. He's amazing. And TNT Business Consulting, if you need social media managing, flyers, all of those things, definitely hit up TNT Business Consulting. If you want to know anything about PenTellectual, be on the show, buy merch, donate, scan this QR code, and the links for all of those lovely things are on this QR code here. If you want to be a sponsor for an episode or 3 or a month, or hit us up on this QR code. Let's see what else we got going on. Ooh. So Sensual Saturdays, which Jay Simone is the host of. This time it's going to be featuring Keynotes, aka Poppy. Check out us on Poppy's Poetry Corner tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Spotlighting PPP, who is from Canada. This will be in Atlanta, Georgia at venue 338. Make sure you get your tickets and come, because the show is always amazing. And I'll be your bartender. So there's that. There will be, I'll tell you about that in a minute. What else we got? Tomorrow, because the party starts tonight, but it continues on tomorrow with Poppy's Poetry Corner. Not talk anymore. Make sure y'all hit her up and watch her show tomorrow night. Looks like she's gonna have a fire lineup. It's gonna be the Drip Takeover Month, and they're gonna do spiritually grounded first. What else we got? I think there's like one more event, bro. Let's see. So, Verses in the Valley is going to be a festival in Fort Valley, Georgia from April 23rd to the 25th. The Beautiful Mystic is hosting one of the shows on the 25th. I believe it's an erotic poetry night. So if you're in the area of Fort Valley, Georgia, April 23rd through the 25th, definitely go there. And then she'll probably talk about this later, but Rare Epiphany is featuring also on April 25th in Marietta, Georgia with the True Bars show. Y'all see the ticket prices on there. Make sure if y'all are in that area, go to that show. I don't know which way I'm gonna go, but I will be somewhere in Georgia on the 25th for sure. Yeah. So now, so our music artist for this week is also a friend of mine. Also somebody who's been inspirational in my life, and I am excited to present her to y'all. So without further ado, we're gonna remove this off the stage because sponsors again. Yay, sponsors. Dun, dun, dun. Technology is being great today, you guys. It just doesn't want to let us be great. It's cool though. Our music artist for tonight is Young Gunna with I Deserve to Be Loved Out Loud.
I deserve to be loved out loud.
Helen.
I deserve to be loved out loud because as a child, I wasn't told I love you enough, which led to me always being so defensive towards others, so I kept my guard up. Traditional black families, what goes on in this house stays in this house, not knowing the unforeseen traumas being placed upon a child, so I stayed in my own four corners, quiet as a mouse. Programmed like a remote control, I spoke when needed. Holding so much in has a way of making you feel depleted. Feeling like I'm not supposed to show my vulnerabilities. Truthfully, I'm super sensitive, and some may even say I wear my heart on my sleeve. Vulnerability is my superpower, and we are all God's children. It's important that we nurture and water our own flowers, for the world is our garden, and it will deceive you. When planting seeds, our soil must be fermented on the right foundation. If not, that plant can be broken down to its roots. As children, we were preconditioned, and due to that, boys were told things like they aren't supposed to cry. I just have one question, fellas, why? Men, feel free to cry. It doesn't make you less of a man. If anything, bare your soul, because king, we want to understand. As girls, we were told things like toughen up. This isn't soccer. We aren't competing for a World Cup. Women, it's okay to let those walls down, but please guard your heart. Someone will love you for who you are, because you are indeed abstract art. I deserve to be loved out loud, because I know my worth. The word love starts from within, and well, this is my rebirth. I speak abundance, deliverance, revision, courage, grace, and mercy over my life. While I'm on this tedious journey, Lord, order my steps as you continue to be my tour guide. A puzzle of life that I'm trying to piece together, a valuable jewel in a box of hidden treasures. I deserve to be loved out loud, because like life, I am to be celebrated. There's only one me. Putting pen to pad equals knockout, or shall I say victory. Now all I do is win, 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 no matter what. I got success on my mind, I could never give up. As I step to the mic, my intention is to leave you like a car that's been struck. With this wordplay, you know, what more can I say? I'm gunning for my rightful place every damn day. I deserve to be loved out loud. I say it boldly and proud, or shall I say we deserve to be loved out loud. But we all must learn to extend one another's grace. It's not to say your journey won't be hard, but it's just a test of your faith. So now let's pray. Lord, please cover us as we all need your love, mercy, and grace as we continue to go about our day today.
And that again was Young Gunna, aka my friend Kenda, with I Deserve to Be Loved Out Loud. Everybody bring my ladies back up here. Yay. Okay, so now we're finna get into the hard-hitting questions. Not really, because I don't take much seriously. But all right, I'm gonna start with Joy, because you're the only like full-on like 3,552 million books author. So this question is for you. You laughing like you got at least 500 books. I've seen your bookshelf. I know you lying. Anyway, so if you could change one thing about the writing publishing industry, what would that be?
One thing. Ooh, I got a list. But if I could change one thing, it would be, and it's crazy, but it would be the cattiness. It would be, we celebrate each other because everybody knows how hard it is to put in work. Everybody knows how hard it is to be naked on the page. And the world is already mean enough to us. Like, why are we so mean to each other? Like, the competition, I understand the competition, but does it have to come with the mean girl and the mean boy? Because there are some guys that make you want to choke their tongues out their mouths too. But I think I would change that, because it makes people do things that aren't honorable. You know, I don't know if y'all have ever seen that quote that says, it might take me a little longer because I'm not selling my soul. But there are people who will like sit in the pits of hell just to get a book deal. I have experienced so much just And we all got our own lane. Like everybody's different. All of us are good. All of us deserve to be read. All of us deserve to be heard. But there's this, it's almost like high school. And I wasn't popular in high school and didn't care about being popular in high school. But it's a really bad, just do not like each other or trying to bring each other down. That's unnecessary. And they feed off of that. You know, they want people to be, if you know, I'm sure y'all have been in slams and y'all see how slam culture can get real ugly depending on where you are. But it just, it's a sad thing because I'm a kumbaya, I'm for the people kind of person. So to watch people cut each other down, come for my throat, which is a really bad idea, by the way. But to watch people do that to each other when we all have space and we can all win, it drives me batty. It drives me crazy.
Thank you so much for that answer. So similar-ish question for you, Ebony, in the poetry world. You're muted.
I don't like to be the spokesperson for the community because I know it's a lot of different categories of us. We're going to clean that up and say that. But just personally, one of the biggest topics that I've been seeing is people talking about the ownership. Like when you really get around it, a lot of it is talking about the ownership, intellectual property, AI, talking about, you know, the thing that happened with the we're going to say the copyright infringement. That's what we're going to say. Just looking at all of that, like, I believe it's because that we're in this space that we're in right now, more so because we haven't worried about the next step. We haven't worried about how poetry, how our community is going to adapt with this age of man versus technology. Like it's I thought it was more so just man versus technology, but now I'm realizing we're really at, you know, a spiritual warfare with, you know, creativity versus technology. They're really taking away creativity. And I really don't know where poetry is going to be in the next 50 years because of it, just because of poetry being, in my opinion, the root of all of these other aspects of creativity. And it's really kind of scary, honestly, to think that there are going to be kids that would rather just use AI than even try to talk about how they really feel, actually do the work and process their feelings and actually put that to page. They're not going to have the same relationship with poetry. You know, tears are not going to be something that leads you to the page anymore. I'm really questioning a lot of things about how all of this is going to, you know, materialize in the next few years. But I'm hoping that this is entering into some type of refreshment phase where at some point technology isn't going to be used for these things. You know, a lot of times we think about the end of the world. Maybe the end of the world is not really the end of the world, more so the end of a cycle, and it's going to reset. So I'm hoping for the reset. I just hope, you know, we don't get lost in the process. So sorry I said all this stuff.
No, that's part of why this is called PenTellectual conversation. Like, just because I asked the question, if it stems and brings up another thought process, let it out. Like, there is no filter on this show, except for when they tried to filter Jay's titties. But again, gotta see the episode to know what I'm talking about. They tried to take us off, man. Yeah, okay. But okay, Rare. And I'm gonna mute up because I know there was an echo earlier. I know you have been in multiple of these industries for years. As somebody who is still new into it, or even talking to somebody trying to make their way into either singing or poetry, what advice would you give somebody trying to just step into the door?
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. I would say be who you are. I spent a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to fit into something that already existed, right? And you know, when Ebony was talking about certain things in the community, one of those things is gatekeeping. Like there's not enough for everybody else. And so people hoard things, and people don't appreciate you getting to spaces where they thought you had to go through them to get to. And I was convinced that I wasn't a great poet. Like I just wasn't a good writer, because I was not accepted immediately into the community around me. And it took my favorite poet, John Good, to sit me down and look at me and say, the reason you don't sound like other people is because you're not supposed to, you're you. And as sooner you embrace you, the way the art manifests itself in you, the way you present your art uniquely, exactly who you are, the people will come, the audiences will come, the shows will come, the creativity will come as soon as you let loose and allow yourself to be exactly who it was you were designed to be. Right? I can't be Ebony the Goddess. I want to be Rare Epiphany because I so love Ebony the Goddess. Can't nobody do Ebony like Ebony. Right? Ain't nobody gonna do Ebony better than Ebony gonna do Ebony. Ain't nobody gonna do Jason Simone better than Jason Simone. Can't nobody else be Yoshi the Dragon. Who else finna, no, can't be. I can only be me. So my job from my first breath is to do exactly what the hell I was put on this planet to do, the way I do it. No questions, no caveats, no bleeping, no mimicking, no imitating. Just grow, keep working at it, and grow and become who you are.
Miss J. Simone, same question for you, because I know you do a lot of mentoring of newer poets, whether you mean to or want to sometimes. I appreciate it first and foremost for myself. But what advice would you give or even like a younger version of you, something that you know now that you would have told yourself at the beginning when you first started out?
I think what Rare said is probably the best advice: to be authentic to yourself, to find your own voice. And that takes a while because when you're young, you try on all of these different hats and you're trying to find yourself. And it takes a while. It really does, to find out who you are. But that journey is worth it. So, kind of how Ebony said, the tears bring you to the page, and your journey, what brought you there in the first place, who you are, is what's going to resonate with people. So be that, be you, and bring that to your audience, bring that to the page, and not try to fit into this box. I used to think that I had to be, like thinner than I was, in order to be successful. I used to think that I had to do a certain type of poetry to be successful. I used to think that, after I found out that erotica was my thing, I didn't know that it was. I actually had judgments against erotica, but once I figured out that that was something that I loved, people looked down on me for that. And I had to push to be in certain spaces. And I didn't think that I should do that. I thought maybe I shouldn't be so loud and so bold and so confident. And maybe I'm wrong in this. Maybe I should take a step back. Maybe I shouldn't do this. They're telling me no, this is not what poets do. You're going to make a venue, you're going to make a show just for that. No, it's never going to work. And so you have to follow your own heart, your own voice, and be true to that. And that will resonate. And that's difficult. It really is. You will cry in the midnight hour. You will cry thinking that you're wrong, thinking that you're less than, thinking that you're not worth it. But you are. So be true to yourself, your voice, and your journey. Be authentic to that.
Okay. Last question before we get off into this last round of poetry and y'all get to talk about everything that y'all got coming up. And anybody can answer this one. How do you decide what piece? Okay, like if you just wrote something and like you're trying to be like, is it stage worthy or do I just keep this hidden? What is your determining factor for something like that?
How much I love it. It's like anything else. It's like any good news. Do I want to share it? Like, does it make me want to sing about it? Do I want to? Then yes, then I have to hit the stage with it. I have to share it. Like anything else, if I had a fabulous pair of shoes, I want to show everybody. I have a fabulous poem. Yes, I want to share it. It doesn't matter if I'm on open mic, if I'm at a show, if I have to memorize it and 5,000 people, 5. It doesn't matter. Call somebody on the phone. I'm sharing it with you. I need to get this out. I'm bursting to get it out. I have to. For me, that's all it is.
Mine is it honest and will it touch somebody? People don't realize, yes, poetry, writing, all writing is coming from our hearts first. But when I write pieces, normally it's like, oh shit, I know I'm not the only person going through this, and I'm sure somebody needs to hear it. So I try to build that camaraderie because we feel so alone all the time. So to be somebody that brings something and it's like, oh, I was feeling that too. Thank you so much for that. If it can help somebody else, like it helped me to get it out. Because once I get it out, I'm like, good. You know, most of my poetry is just, it was a pain. It was a wound that I needed to pack down, you know, with gauze and put a Band-Aid over. But I wrote it with the blood from that wound. Does somebody else recognize the smears? Does somebody else need that so that they can pack their own wound?
Anybody else? All right.
They were unmuting. Y'all gone.
Come over. I saw it. Like, you know, I want to hear what you say.
No, I mean it really is that. I think the thing that really drives me to share pieces and people who know if they in my inbox, they get recorded pieces. I record it on my phone. One of the things about I have a plethora of autoimmune diseases. They do affect my memory. So it is harder for me now, deep off in these 50s, to memorize things like I did before. And when I perform, it's not that I have a thing where I think I can't read it, because if it's something pressing, I will. I am more comfortable talking because I talk with my hands, so I'm more comfortable memorizing the piece. But I will definitely share the piece. Oh, it'll show up in an inbox near you. It's something. Sometimes it's for me. Sometimes it's not for me. Right. Sometimes there are things that I'm given for me, and or not for anybody else right now. Not yet. So I'll get to a place where I'm moved to send it to people. And I literally, if I record it, I will ask God to tell me who needs to hear it. And then I'll send it to whomever it is. But I'm pretty much an open book. A few of my best friends have open reign over my files, so they can read anything I've ever written at will. I tell them it's a dangerous place. You might step your foot on something and catch something. But okay, I'm gonna throw a rope in there and get you out. But yeah, I'm gonna share it all.
See me, I struggle with the idea of whether or not it's not necessarily that it's good or not, but like, does the audience want to hear it? And so, and I know every audience is different, and I know that like I have to do it for me, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I enjoyed this because I'm weird, but I don't know if the other people are going to like it. And then I get on the stage, and then they're looking at me like, what is this? But then I realized like I talked too fast, so they didn't hear half the stuff I said anyway. So, so I just kind of do it now, and like, that didn't feel good on stage. I'm not doing it anymore, but I try all of them at least once on stage.
And with me, everything I write, it is my intention that everything is being shared. Now, at what point, there's different things, you know. So if there is a show, typically if I'm a featured artist, I'm putting together a particular set for this audience. If I already know about the audience, what type of things they are interested in, or you know, the type of area they're in and things like that, a lot of times I'll kind of gauge the poem, the set around who I'm going to perform for. If I don't have any idea, I will have 15 to 20 poems lined up that I could potentially do and just fill out the room, see what the energy is telling me in the room, or where my spirit is being led. Because sometimes the energy may say this, but my spirit is saying this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go on over here with spirit. And then for me, every poem, my goal is to have everything written in a book, like to actually get these books out, because there are some poems I feel like there may be only a few people that need the poem. And it is my goal that I at least write the book where the book is led to that particular individual, and that person gets the poem that way. Because there are some that I choose not to perform, not to share, because of how sensitive I am to the topic. And I know, you know, people say don't do that, but I don't like to cry on stage, guys. I'm very sensitive. People don't think so, but I am. I'm very sensitive. I'm selfish, charming, okay? And I'd rather put it in a book and have that person, you know, tear on the same pages I teared on in the book than to do it on stage and be sobbing and stuff. So I'm a vessel, but just know I ain't crying, okay? I ain't no punk bitch. I'm just playing. I am. All right,
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna do something slightly different. I'm gonna pull up these slides that I made for y'all so y'all can talk about y'all stuff. Then we're gonna hit this last round of poetry, and then we're gonna slide out of here. I'm gonna start with Rare because Rare don't listen. And like I was like, send me your stuff, send me your product or something. You know what she sent me? Nothing. So what I did was, you see this food? If you follow her on Instagram, like every time she posts something, I just want to lick the screen. Okay, I just want to lick the screen. I just want to lick the screen. All right. So yes, go ahead and talk about what you got going on, Rare.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Because sometimes I can't hear y'all.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. So you see the poster for the True Bar Show, April 25th. It'll be myself, Mr. Whispers, Mother the Creator, Talam AC, DJ Cookbook, hosted by Truality and She Bars. Would love to see you there. If you are not in the Valley, but you need to be either one of them. You got to be at Fort Valley or you got to be there. Also, I am featuring at a spot in Avondale Estates called Bookbird. And if you go to my page on the Book of Faces, you will see all of my upcoming events there. If you are of the Christian persuasion, I am going to be featured on the 11th with Shea Butter, an amazing singer, for He Is Risen. But again, all those flyers are on my Facebook page, soon to be on my Tickety Talk, and on my Instagram. Yay!
I had to unmute myself. All right. Next we're gonna do Jay Simone. I know Jay, we can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking or not.
Sensual Saturdays, the White Party featuring keynotes is on May 30th. The Intimacy Superpowers, 7 Ways to Be Unstoppable in Life and Love is my first book. And Shapeshift Your Life is the affirmation coloring book. So I heard Joy say she wants to be just hide away with wine and a coloring book. There you go. We have the Walking Desires podcast, which is the Walking Erotica and I discussing spicy topics, polyamory, and relationship topics. Check us out. We are on YouTube and all other streaming platforms. And you can find us that QR code, I believe, is just a way to find us and find everything and get tickets as well to Sensual Saturdays. So come scan it and come see me in all the facets, live, in book form, on the podcast. We're on YouTube as well, so you can see us live action. It's great. Hope to see you there.
Ebony the Goddess.
My bad, that's me. So hi everybody. This is your Ebony the Goddess from Mouse Point, Mississippi. And I actually am the author of Worth the Wait, as you see on the screen. I also do have tumblers for sale. So if you want to wrap your lips around my straw and suck on me, you know what I'm saying, you can get me for the low price of $30, 2 for $50. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you it's coming with a metal rod. You know what I'm saying? But over here to the left, you also have my album released back in 2021 entitled Ebony Speaks. So if y'all are interested in that, y'all can actually go over to Bandcamp, purchase that. Or you can go to YouTube, listen to it for free. You know what I'm saying? Whichever you choose to do. Upcoming events, I actually will be in Hattiesburg, Mississippi on April 24th. I am planning to go support Rare on April 25th in Atlanta, Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, wherever that's at. Y'all know she said 2 bars. Be there. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't be late. Also, I am planning to be at So Fried this year. It's going to be my first time, so I'm popping that cherry. You know what I'm saying? So wish me luck. I'm on Slam Team Burn Beautiful with the Asia Sampson in Pensacola, Florida. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my chest might not poke out no more, but, you know, we're going to try. So, yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I don't think your chest will ever not poke out. But African Village. Joy.
Hey y'all. So I am starting back. I took a break because podcasting is hard. I didn't realize how hard it was. But I have a podcast called Main Character Energy, the Joy Minor Experience. It's everywhere. I tried YouTube. After a while, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. So it's on like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you can stream your podcast. I also have another podcast called Main Character Minute. It's just a minute of mindful meditation that you have every day. That's starting back up on tomorrow. Both of those. Well, both of those are. And I released 3 books so far. Well, 2 books so far this year. Charm, which it's about a female leprechaun because they say that they don't exist. And of course she Black. And of course she lesbian, because why wouldn't she be? And then the part 3 and finale for my popular novel series, 7 Dates with the Devil, which started my Crossroads world building. I'm building an entire world called Crossroads where paranormals and humans kind of live together, but there's always that tension because they don't like each other. And on Friday, I will be releasing, and I don't know if y'all have seen me click-clacking on the keyboard, but I'll be releasing Calvary. It's an urban retelling of the Passions of the Christ, because in 7 Days with the Devil and in Crossroads, even in my book, 5 for Dinner, you get to hear about JC, which is Jesus Christ, of course, but all of my characters are blackity black, because if we're made in God's image, then all of them look, sound, and act like me. But Calvary is a retelling of the Passions of the Christ, about a community worker who got too close to the higher ups and was starting to expose some shit that they were doing they weren't supposed to be doing while they were supposed to be helping the community, and how they literally took him through the stations of the cross, like how they crucified him because he was about to bring them down. So Give me a listen, give me a read. I don't have any shows because I'm stepping back from poetry. My 24-year-old has stepped up on the stage and I created my platform for her. So Sunshine the Poet in Montgomery, Alabama, that's my baby. And I only do shows now for like nonprofit organizations when they ask me.
So all those QR codes link to either their social medias, their Linktree pages, or something to get the things that you need from them. If you miss those, you can always rewind them, rescan them, and if you don't want to do that, you can always go to the PenTellectual page, and I have links for them on our Linktree as well. So there's ways to find all these lovely ladies and their products. Okay, so this last round, we are going to go in reverse order. I'm going to start with Joy, finish with myself, and then we are going to get up out of here. Yeah, I see you over there typing. That's what I'm trying to, yeah, focus. All right, so Joy, the mic is yours.
We, as women, walk around crescent moons, 180 degrees, searching for completion of ourselves. Are taught as half moons to wiggle our hips, bringing notice to our craters, paint our faces supernova colors, dab our pressure points with ancient frankincense and myrrh, drink only from the purest meteor showers, hide pain eclipsed in shadow. Once finding wholeness in self-indulgent star readings, descending to earth a simple task, and we take on the likeness of our mate once given his rib, ad-libbing through earthly existence, wearing revolution jewelry jangling upon our bodies, singing peace songs to babies born from commitment conversations gone wrong, teaching alien tactics to infants diffused from dreams we conceived alone, become full moon swollen belly from finger penetration, massaging away headaches, mental masturbation, impregnating our lonely psyches with mating rituals deceptive constellations told us about. And now, laughing at us, they hold their legitimacy close to heart. While our descendants grow up green-eyed, half albino, blinded by sunspots raping their eyes while they search the sky for that silver lining, but dreams misinterpreted only lead to a denial of ancestry, and babies without the ability to read tarot cards. While we, without a true reflection of self, allow pain to turn one's firm parts flabby, and our legacy fades into the abyss of history. New moon status foreign to us now, and the only crescent moons we can relate to tuck themselves into the skin beneath our eyes. Sister Gypsy, Sister Moon.
A poet, a singer, a poet, a singer, a chef, a poet, a singer, a chef, a poet, a singer, a chef, a mother, a corporate slave, and all things to all people. In other words, a black woman walked into a bar, a school, a business, and instantly belonged, took up space, removed all traces of mediocrity in the room, assumed all the positions, gets things in order as daughters of dusk are prone to do. If you were waiting for the punchline, joke's on you. There ain't one. A black woman is anything but a joke. A funny thing happened on the way to myself. I spoke to God. Had some time on my hands, so I figured I'd chop it up with Father. Ask him why this road, this path of as much pain as pleasure. He asked me what tool I was using to measure what exactly pain was. I looked at him puzzled, staring into the sky, and I know folks must have been asking why my gaze was confused and untoward toward the heavens above. But with God and I, it's all love. He wasn't offended, even though I was. I imagine he chuckled at my childish pout. Let me get all that attitude out before I finally ask him about his statement. Ask what he meant by insinuating I don't know pain. We stop along the journey for him to explain, which I know he doesn't have to do. But if you know God like I know, then well, you are aware that he makes concessions, especially when there's a lesson attached. He asked me the difference between pain and discomfort. Forced me to confront my lackadaisical use of the language I claim I'm a master of. And yes, a lot of what I generalized as pain was discomfort, shame, disappointment, plain old grief over things that were burying me, forgetting that it was the way of seeds and growing, that stretching can be called pain when really it's the shifting and discomfort needed to gain optimal strength and power. Our talks always end in a contemplative silence. God's guidance reshaping my thinking with all that pouting and attitude slinking into the background, and we begin to walk again. Destination closer than when we began. And honestly, I've been wary of this broken road that he'd chosen to bring me down. Streets seemed seedy, thieves around every corner. I felt like a foreigner with a language barrier and a cultural conundrum when I stare at the faces, trying to trace who I'm going to be, who I'm going to meet when I finally get to me. But a funny thing happened on the way to myself. A poet. A poet, a singer, a poet, a singer, a chef, a poet, a singer, a chef, a mother, a corporate slave, and all things to all people. In other words, a black woman. I put my expectations on the shelf, resigned to trust the process and put my hand in God's and just keep walking. Epiphanies.
In this house of worship, there is no room for judgment. Here, we service fetishes and grant wishes. Let me show you marvels. Before me, you, heathen, believing true love and unimaginable pleasure cannot coexist, but I am more than magic. Unexplained by science, something like religion, you can call me goddess. My name was on your newborn tongue when you knew truth. Your rainbow covenant, worth all the storms you went through. This alpha will be your omega, end of your search. See, miracles do still exist. You you believe Lazarus was a feat. Him raised once. I bestow multiples before breakfast. Check my references, my verses, tongue penned by the converted, trace fingertips over this vessel, found infinity, truths they were not ready to accept in the goosebump grail I visited upon their flesh. But tonight, call me everything but goddess. I promised to answer your prayer request, so fuck me like you mean it. Rebuke convention, make this deity scream your name, and the original sin will feel like a commandment. So let's try to get at least 10 tonight. 1, thou shalt pull my hair. 2, thou shalt talk dirty. The other 8, we can make up as we go. This event will be biblical. Let me get upon my knees and give you these blessings. You love the sounds I make, speaking in tongues. It is getting messy. This water is making you whine, calling to be saved. I can taste the piece of your soul. 3, thou shalt give head with enthusiasm. Your turn. Spread legs. Bury your head in divinity. You relish the deed. Tongue and then fingers moving as if you mind read. Omnipotence. Back arching, grabbing your head in ecstasy. You continue giving until yes and no flow like my rivers, leading to unintelligible language, loosely translating to don't stop and I barely want to move so full. Thou shalt create puddles. Fuck it. Monsoons. Let me show you what this goddess's vengeance looks like. All fire and flood, maybe more than you can handle, but your baptism will be one for the ages. Deity becomes cowgirl, reverse. Celebrate year of the dog. After I turned around, face down, dip in my back, let you into this divine temple, and you were not prepared for its magnificence. But your slow strokes causes earthquakes and torrential rains to hit, and vibration on my sweetest of spots. Let us arrive at nearly the same instant. My body convulses. You, a collection of spasms and moans, want to spoon and whisper your allegiance. Me, feeling like this is a session of spectacular brilliance, want to spoon and do it again in the AM, and then again and again, because that was more than magic. Unexplained by science, something like religion. You call me goddess, but you, beloved, also supreme entity. So let's go make some more commandments.
As women, we get wasted on your words, inebriated from promises you never intended to keep. so intoxicated from one night of ecstasy that we exchange the protection of our equator for pillow talk. Then we become lovesick, knocked up as you learn black magic, disappearing be your favorite trick, leaving us to perform the role of parenthood as you can continue pulling snow bunnies from your hat. I guess the $40 you left on the dresser was just compensation. $40, $1 a week, $1 for every week I would carry your baby to term, only to return home alone. But I am not your tragedy, and nor is my body. Feeling like a waste of time as women carry the burden. Wasted opportunities weighing down our lives with the baggage broken men dumped on our doorstep, you see. Dogging our women ain't nothing new. How our backbone has become just another boner. And it's thrown in our faces every time we say no. Now we've become the foundation. Missionary has become more synonymous to lifting up our men than speaking life into him. So he takes what he wants, using our wounds to feed his hunger for a little slice of heaven. But now he's God. Falling to our knees because we're starving for the affection of our fathers, we're told. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Controlling our portions with the notion that because he wears the pants, he's supposed to bring home the bacon. And if we refuse to submit to his misogyny, then we must not be that hungry anyway, as we lay empty, cuddled in our cornbread and collard greens every night, praying that gas be gestation, butterflies be bundle of joy, frail feelings of flood us fading in the fog of our family fantasies. What's femininity if I can't give you a baby? Men strolling through the expression of the depression we've been suppressing. Yes, girls are allowed to cry, but who responds to our tears? Streams stealing away in the rivers of our mind when I no longer have the right to choose. Watching you roll your boat full steam ahead while we wade in the water. My body doesn't even belong to me anymore. My beautiful black body is merely a white man's inheritance. Protesting the lies we never gave a chance to survive because you needed more target practice. But I'm a bad person, right? So what does that make you? Wasted clips discarded in the same hands that are shot with their hands held high, knees lodged into our necks until there's nothing left but death in our eyes when sleep no longer feels safe and waking up the next day becomes the surprise. But no, these aren't the laws you feel compelled to overturn. Maybe we just got caught up in the crossfire, burned by the flame of social injustice, not meant to finally make us understand our own importance, to become more aware, awaken to the reality that if we don't value our temples, men would never acknowledge our queendoms as we return to center, connected by the midriffs that hold it all together, be it tradition or trend, passion or fashion, fertility or divinity. Adornment be the weapon we use to reclaim our femininity. We layer our base colorful strands of goddess energy. So let these beads be a language of their own. Frequency waves by the vibrations of our ways. She's been wounded to the wounds that silence women for far too long. Packing protection, prosperity behind the confinement of these beads. Talking that talk while we walk that walk. It's time to make some noise around here. Twerking to the beat of our own drums. These childbearing hips were created to move and shake. Earthquakes be the way we make a statement. So remove those chains and let's get wasted, because we've already wasted enough energy.
This is for every woman who was told she wasn't enough, wasn't pretty enough, wasn't smart enough, strong enough, present enough. Let me ignite your mind, rekindle the brilliance they tried to dim. Let me moisture your hands sucked dry from the handing out of pieces of you to those who only knew how to take. Straighten your spine, bent from carrying the weight of the world as if it was your burden to bear it alone. Let me bandage your arms for every time you had to use them as shields from the sticks and the stones and the words that cut deeper than both. Let me replace the beat of your heart with the tap of my pen. Let the ink flow through your veins, giving you life. Let my whispers of affirmation fill your lungs till you remember how to breathe again. You were never lacking. You were never broken. You were undervalued by those unable to recognize a power they didn't possess. So hold your head up, take this pen, and write yourself whole again. All right, you guys, listen. Tonight has been amazing. I hope y'all enjoyed watching me fangirl a little bit at the beginning of the show, because like I was still in awe, like getting all of my favorite people in the same place. Yeah. Make sure y'all check the rewinds, hit up all those QR codes, links, and everything. And y'all know what time it is. It is time for the mic drop. You can't compete where you can't compare. In a world where there's more people in it than you can count, there is no other you. There might be similar interests, similar styles, sure, but at the end of the day, there's only one you, and nobody can compete or compare to you. So go be great and be unapologetically you. All right, my PenTellectual friends, pen pals. I'm gonna start using that, pen pals. Y'all have a good night, and we out.
Thank you for vibing with us. We hope tonight's conversation inspired a creative spark in you. So go out and show the world who you really are. And we'll see you next time on PenTellectual Conversations.